To the one who has faith, no explanation is necessary. To the one without faith, no explanation is possible. This is Thomas Aquinas, the philosopher who didn't just read Aristotle, he baptized him. Born into an aristocratic family in Italy, Thomas shocked his parents by joining the Dominican order instead of pursuing power or prestige. At Naples, he studied theology and philosophy, but his real transformation came under Albert the Great and William of Morcape, who introduced him to Aristotle. By the end of his life, Aquinas had become a titan, known as the Angelic Doctor, writing millions of words that would shape Catholic theology for centuries. Aquinas didn't reject faith, he defended it, but he also believed faith and reason didn't have to be enemies. His life's work was a massive synthesis of Christian doctrine and Aristotelian philosophy. And it wasn't just influential, it became official when the Catholic Church adopted his theology in 1879. In his short work on Being and Essence, Aquinas laid out his metaphysical vision. Everything that exists is made of essence and existence. Only God is identical with his own essence. Everything else receives its being. Sounds complicated? That's Aquinas. But it's also the foundation for a centuries-long tradition of scholastic logic, metaphysics, and theology. Aquinas wasn't just writing for Christians. In his Summa contra Gentiles, he addressed non-believers, building bridges between theology and philosophy. But his most famous work, the one that never got finished, is the Summa Theologica. There, in just the first few questions, he drops the legendary 5 ways to prove the existence of God. The unmoved mover argument that says everything in motion must be moved by something else. The first cause, that there must be a first cause that isn't caused. The contingency argument that everything could not have existed except one necessary being. The fourth argument, degrees of perfection. We judge things good or true by standard. That standard is God. And the fifth argument, the design argument. Natural things act with purpose, and that purpose implies a designer. For Aquinas, reason could take you to God, but revelation takes you further. Aquinas walked the tightrope between rationalism and revelation. He argued that while some truths, like the Trinity, can only be known through faith, other truths, like God's existence, can be reached through reason. Humans, he said, are hylomorphic beings, body and soul, form and matter. We rely on our senses to gather information, but we use intellect to understand it. Truth for Aquinas wasn't just found in scripture or prayer, it could be found in the structure of reality itself. And while he filled his works with questions, objections, and rebuttals, always look for the section that starts with, I answer that. That's where Aquinas tells you exactly where he stands. In 1273, something changed. After a mystical experience during Mass, Aquinas stopped writing altogether. He had been working on the Summa Theologica, his grandest project, an attempt to unify all human knowledge under the light of faith, but he never finished it. When asked why, he replied, all that I have written seems like straw to me. Just a few months later, in 1274, he died on the road to the Second Council of Lyon. But his legacy wasn't finished. From the universities of Paris and Rome to the Thomistic revival in the 19th and 20th centuries, Aquinas remained a pillar of Western thought, a thinker who proved that philosophy and theology weren't enemies, but allies. And as Aquinas says, the truth of our faith becomes a matter of ridicule among the infidels, if any Catholic not gifted with the necessary scientific learning presents it as dogma.